recognize her?
If you jump really fast, you might survive the blast.
Wait!
So hello out there, great lands of lands. Welcome to an all-new video. In this video, we're doing a movie review of a new film that just came out last week and is a spy thriller film that just was really fantastic. So we're going to get right into that. Before we do that, make sure you hit that subscribe button so you don't miss this video and the other videos I put up. As always, people, if you enjoy my content here on YouTube, definitely check out my other social platforms, such as X, Facebook, Instagram, Threads, TikTok, Patreon. Pretty much post on these regularly, so definitely check them out. So as people, let's get right into this. So welcome one and all to an all new video. So like I was saying before, we're doing a movie review of a new spy thriller film that just came out. And is a fun film that just was super entertaining, called The Amateur. Yeah! The Amateur. Yeah! So The Amateur, I guess, is supposedly a remake of a 1981 film that's based on the same premise, and is a film that I just think that is a overall really fantastic film. I was really impressed with it. I thought the whole concept was very interesting, very much one of those, get even type of films, get your revenge type of deal, but in a very smart and different way. And it wasn't just your, smash them up, kill them type of deal, you're kicking their butt, just shooting them point blank range type of deal, but actually was very sophisticated, very clever, very well meticulated, and I thought that was really fun and very different and just really enjoyable for a spy type of thriller. And the fact that, this film takes on kind of an interesting kind of genre, especially, with, certain areas taking liberties where they shouldn't be, this film really takes that on very well and gives us a really great kind of take on that is just super, very entertaining. Now, this film happens to be directed none other by a gentleman that goes by the name of Mr. John Hawes. Oh yeah, John Hawes, woo, John Hawes, yeah! So John Hawes, I have not seen direct anything else. He supposedly has directed a few episodes of Penny Dreadful back in the day when it was on Showtime. But from what I could see from what he did to this film, I thought he did a really great job. I really enjoyed what he brought to the film. I liked that he kept it very, action-packed, very, really great pace. And that he gave us this really solid thriller that wasn't boring in any portion. It didn't feel like there was too much filler. And also I really enjoyed just how well-rounded it was, and that it gave us a full, complete story that was very enjoyable and well executed. And I really enjoyed, too, what James did with the film, too, giving us some really great action sequences, that there was a lot of great action. But at the same time, we got a lot of great computer analytics and great, kind of spy tech type of deal stuff. And then we also got really great cinematography of the different, countries he goes to. And we get lots of great, I think the sound and the music was done really well. And I think James just had a really great eye for bringing us this really great kind of spy thriller action flick that was just really entertaining, but at the same time, I think very sophisticated and very just well constructed and just a really fun film. Now, like I said, James Hawes, I haven't seen anything else he's directed, but I really think that he did amazing job with this film. I think he did a great job, and definitely, if you haven't seen any of Penny Dreadful, definitely check out the episodes that he directed to see how well he directed and does directing, because I think that overall, what he did with this was just showed really great execution and just showed some seasoned, I felt, directing ability that was really well done. If you haven't seen anything James Hawes directed, definitely go check out The Amateur in theaters now. He did a phenomenal job. So this film has a really great cast. I think everyone in it does a really great job. They all play their parts very well and really bring it to life and give us this really great, cast that, makes their characters really stand out in each of their performances and each of their, areas in the film that really make the film very entertaining and very, flowing. And I think that these actors, all of them, are, really great character actors that always play very interesting characters. At the same time, they're always really well-grounded and really well executed and drawn out and, thought of. and the process of thinking of what they want to do with a character, they always shine as they portray it on the film, and I think all of them did that with this film. Now, to start us off is kind of the main actor himself in the film, Mr. Rami Malek. Oh yeah, Rami Malek, woo, baby, Malek, yeah! So Rami Malek, you more recognize from, of course, the movie Bohemian Rhapsody, where he played Freddie Mercury and won an Oscar for it. You might recognize from the show Mr. Robot, too, as well, and other things over the years. And I really appreciate Rami Malek. One of the first things I saw him in, I remember thinking, I absolutely love this guy. I think he's fantastic. I love his voice. I love his presence. And I just think that he's going to be a really fantastic actor that's going to go down in history, and people are going to want to see him and see more of him, because he just is so, there's something about him that is just really, pulls you towards him. And I always felt that about Rami, and he has done that throughout his career. Has just become such a great talent that is just super enjoyable and so much fun. And it's just kind of funny that, unfortunately, I feel that his performance of, Freddie Mercury isn't his best feature, but still, I'm very happy that he won the Oscar for the performance, because I still think he's a really fantastic actor. But when it comes to his performance in The Amateur, I really enjoy him in The Amateur. I thought he did a really great job. I love that he played kind of like this nerdy guy that doesn't really know anything about the outside field of the CIA, but at the same time, he's like super smart and can really develop or create things that could cause a lot more damage than somebody in a physical fist fight. And I really enjoyed just kind of like his whole persona throughout the film, and how he goes from being very angry to being kind of like, oh, I feel like I've completed my duty, and him taking these risks and basically blackmailing people and stuff. And Rami just did such a great job of bringing that to life and giving us a really solid film, performance, that he just really played the character, and you really felt like he was this character. And I really enjoyed, at the very beginning of the film, you really felt his pain of when he loses his wife. And it just broke me down, because it was just so intense and so well, acted by Rami, that you really felt like he really had lost somebody. And that's how good Rami is, and he just really performed the hell out of that and gave us a really outstanding performance. Now, if you haven't seen Rami Malek in anything, definitely some films to check him out in. There's a great trilogy of films that he was a part of that were just so much fun, so entertaining, and just overall a really great series. And that, of course, is the films called The Night at the Museums. Yeah! The Night at the Museums. Yeah! He was absolutely fantastic in this film. I absolutely love him. I think he does a great job with them and just really brings to life the character of the Pharaoh in the films. And I just remember him in the very first Night at the Museum. I absolutely was like, oh my god, I love this dude. I think he's fantastic. I think he really can act, and I could see him going places, and that's how great he was in all three of these films. And even though they weren't super huge performances or super long roles, they still were so well constructed by him and so well acted by him that you absolutely enjoyed every moment he was on screen. And you thought that his performance was just overall really fantastically done. And that's what I felt he did with the Night Museum films. He just made a very entertaining character that you want to watch in all three films. If you haven't seen Rami Malek, I think definitely check him out in the Night Museum films. He did a phenomenal job in those. And once again, he did a phenomenal job in The Amateur that I think is absolutely fantastic, really entertaining, enjoyable, and just overall he did such a great job that made the film so awesome. If you haven't seen him in anything recently, go check out Rami Malek in The Amateur. He was absolutely fantastic, phenomenal. So that brings me to the next actor I'd like to talk about that was in this film. And that is none other than a really great, amazing, fantastic actor that we all know as Mr. Morpheus. And that, of course, is Mr. Lawrence Fishburne! Oh yeah, Lawrence Fishburne! Woo! Lawrence Fishburne! Yeah! So Lawrence Fishburne, of course, you might recognize as Morpheus from The Matrixes. You might recognize him from Pee-wee's Playhouse as Cowboy Bob. You might recognize him from a slew of things over the years. He was just recently in some Marvel films and so forth. And Lawrence Fishburne is just such a fantastic actor, does so many great things, and always delivers on his characters, and they're always super enjoyable. And that freaking voice is just so amazing to listen to. I could listen to him talk for hours on end. It put me to sleep because his voice was just so freaking awesome, and I absolutely love his voice. It's kind of like Morgan Freeman's, or people that are similar to that and stuff like that are just really fantastic voices. And he just has one of those voices that I can just listen to all the time because it's just so soothing and so amazing. And Neo, I'm Morpheus. It's such a great voice. And I think that Lawrence does a great job in anything he's ever in. He always plays really great characters. He always brings them to life. He gives us really solid, features, and he gives us really great performances that really bring to life the characters from the pages of the script. And, I think that so many of his roles have been so well done that you cannot not like his character or want to watch his character, because he's that good at acting and just really great at bringing to life his characters, which are really fun. So Lawrence Fishburne is really awesome in this film. He does a great job bringing to life his character. He's kind of like this black ops kind of colonel guy that is kind of training Rami Malek's character to be more productive in the field. And he just really plays the character to the T and really brings it to life and gives us this really well done and orchestrated performance that I think just works really well for the film. And he has some really great one-liners. He has some really great conversations with Rami Malek's character. And I think that, just like any, film that Lawrence is in, he always there's something about him that's like a fatherly figure almost. And he does that really well in the film and gives us this really great performance that is just really enjoyable, and it very much you cannot not like him. You enjoy him even though he's kind of a bad guy. You still enjoy him and like him, and you think that he has this really amazing performance that down the road 20 years you'll be like, oh, I remember him in The Amateur. He was so freaking good. That's how his performance was in this film. It just was so well done. And I think Lawrence does such a great job in anything he does, and he really brings to life his character in this film. And I really enjoy what he gets off of the other characters he, has to perform with in the film as well. Now, if you haven't seen anything else Lawrence Fishburne has been in, definitely a great film to check him out in. It's a great Sean Connery film he did back in the early 90s called Just Cause. Yeah, Just Cause. Yeah. He's absolutely fantastic in this film. He's so awesome, so fun, just really cool, and does a great job. And he plays basically like a police officer that's assisting Sean Connery with what he's doing there in the bayou. And he just plays the character so well. He's very sophisticated. He's really on point. And I think he just worked really well with Sean Connery, and they got a really great repertoire going in the film. And you're not too sure about him at first. You're not sure if he is good or bad, Lawrence Fishburne's character, but you like the evolution of the character and kind of what it brings and draws. And finally, you get to see kind of where he is at and like who he is and what side he is on by the end of the film, and you're just like really rooting for him. You're like, ooh, this is awesome, this is amazing, and you're just really enjoying and engrossed in his performance because he was just so fantastic in the film. If you haven't seen Lawrence Fishburne or anything, definitely check him out in Just Cause. He was really superb. But overall, I really enjoyed him in The Amateur. I thought he was a great addition to the film, and just overall, I really thought he was just a really fantastic choice for this film. So, if you haven't seen Lawrence Fishburne recently, go check him out in The Amateur now. He was awesome. So that brings me to the final actor I'd like to talk about those in this film. And that, of course, is the actor known as Mr. Michael Stuhlbarg. Oh yeah, Michael Stuhlbarg. Woo, Michael Stuhlbarg. Yeah, Michael Stuhlbarg. Yeah. So Michael Stuhlbarg, you might recognize as a character actor from many films over the years. He was recently in Doctor Strange, The Multiverse of Madness. He was also in the first Doctor Strange. And he's been in several other films over the years too as well. And just one of those really great kind of character actors that always just kind of pops up in certain, films, and his characters are always kind of very interesting and fun, and usually really bring a really funness to his characters. And I always have enjoyed him. I think that he does a really great job with his characterizations, and just he's always one of those character actors that you cannot not like, and you just kind of root for him, and you're like, ooh, I really enjoyed that performance, or I thought that performance was a little better than this one, and stuff like that. And he's always improving on his characterizations, and he gets better and better with each film I've seen him in. And he just is really great character actor, kind of like Stanley Tucci or Oliver Platt. They're just those great character actors that are just really good at being character actors, and he is one of them, and he does such a great job at that. And his character in The Amateur is, it's not a super huge role, but still, what he brings to it is on point and so amazingly done. And you just cannot help but be captivated by his performance in the little portion he is in. And you're just kind of like, holy crap, that he just stole the show. That's how good he is in this film. And I just really enjoyed what he brought to the character, and that his character was just really interesting, and overall just really well constructed and really great addition to the film that played really well into the storyline as well. That really brought the story to a full circle and everything, and I just thought that, Michael did a great job. Now, if you haven't seen Michael Soberg anything, definitely a great film to check him out in. And one of the first films I really saw him and really enjoyed him in was a great film that came out in 2013 called MIB 3. Yeah. MIB 3. Yeah. So he plays an alien character in this film that helps out Kay and Will Smith's character, Jay. And he is just so freaking awesome in this film, and like super funny, but at the same time you just have kind of like this love for him, and you love him and you enjoy him, and you're just like, you want to be his best friend. And what he brought to the character, you just cannot help but to like him and enjoy him and think he's just a really great person. And I was just blown away by that performance and how I felt about the character, and he did it so well and gave us this really outstanding performance that I feel is very much worthy of talking about. And I don't think enough people talk about how fantastic he was as that character. And I just really enjoyed him and thought that it was one of his best performances that I've seen him do. And I think it's a really great, characterization that overall was a really great, performance by Michael. If you haven't seen Michael Soberg, I think definitely check him out at MIB3. He was absolutely phenomenal in that. But overall, like I said, I really enjoyed his small role in The Amateur. I thought he was a really great addition to the cast. And just overall, his performance was just a really great added addition to this really fantastic film. If you haven't seen Stolberg anything recently, go check him on The Amateur now. He was really superb. So what is The Amateur about? Basically, the premise of the story is Rami Malek's character's wife is killed by a group of gentlemen. And basically, the gentlemen aren't being taken care of fast enough for him. And so he decides to take it in his own hands and take care of these criminals himself, because he's realizing that the CIA that he works for really doesn't catch criminals, but kind of assists them sometimes and kind of doesn't get the job done. And then in order to get his revenge or his feeling complete, he's got to do it himself. And basically the rest of the movie is about him learning things and going and taking care of these people to get justice that he wants for the death of his wife. It's a really well done film, really amazing. I was really impressed with it, really enjoyed it. Overall, I thought it was just a really well constructed film that was from start to finish really amazing. Great CGI work, great photography, great cinematography. The music in the film was done really well, and the writing was really constructive and really done well as well. And just overall, I really enjoyed everything about the film, and it's just a great action-packed spy thriller that was just super enjoyable and very entertaining. Giant 10 golden movie boxes up. Definitely be adding this to collection. Can't wait to see it again. It was just so superb. If you haven't seen it yet, highly recommend go check it out in theaters now. Worth the watch, people. Go check it out. So that's it for this movie review, guys. As always, thank you for watching. Thank you for liking. Also, thank you for subscribing. And if this is your first time here or you have been before, don't forget to check out any of our older new videos if you haven't seen mine yet. As always, people, if you want to show support for the channel, please check out my awesome Patreon page, where you get all kinds of extra accoutrement you don't get here on my YouTube channel. You get all kinds of different things, outtakes, bloopers, suggestions of what I do next, merch, all that kind of cool stuff. So if you want to help support the channel, please check it out. And a huge shout out to my amazing subscribers. Thank you so much, new and old. You rock, and thank you for being a part of the channel. As always, catch you next one.